Good morning, Facebook. It's me at ATB Fine Artists and Designers, LLC. And I am in the Anthony Burks studio today, and I want to comment on the post I made earlier regarding the businesses that are in Florida who support the arts. Now, what does that mean? The reason I posted those particular businesses is they are businesses that believe in the no more starving artist mentality, which is they patronize the arts not just personally, but for their businesses as well. I didn't put on there businesses that allow you to hang work on consignment, or businesses that or organizations that their mission is to somehow support the arts in whatever sector that they choose to. But I did specialize in areas where they have actually taken funds and purchased it for art for their business or home in some cases. So let me give you a couple examples. I have on there SubCulture Group. SubCulture Group is a company that owns several restaurants in the South Florida area. So they own places like Howley's, Dada's. They also own Hullabaloo, Respectables, SubCulture Coffee, just to name a few, and that's a lot. Well, the owner, Rodney Mayo, has been investing in art for the community probably way before it was chic to do that in downtown West Palm Beach. So in the beginning, he was known for hiring a mural artist, Eduardo Mendiera, or those of you who might know him as Emo, and he occupied the wall on the left-hand side on the 500 block of Clematis Street. And he was one of the first mural artists to have a mural down there. And forgive me for the and it was pretty much something unique. And it was financed by a business owner, and that was the SubCulture Group. And that speaks volumes because a lot of times, like I said, they might buy art for their personal love, but when they buy art so it can benefit a community, that speaks volumes too, because they want the community to see that these are artists worth supporting. So SubCulture Group hires artists to do murals in their spaces. They buy art to hang on the wall. So it speaks volumes of Rodney and his mission. So another one is Harold's. We met the proprietor and his wife of Harold's, Keith and Stacy, when they first opened their smaller spot across the street from where they are in the Northwood District on Northwood Road. And what we found through a mutual friend was they did have a passion for art, and they ended up buying a piece of art. But what ended up happening from there, we were blessed to be able to curate their space in the present location for about 2 years. And what Keith did was, if he fell in love with a piece of art, he bought from the show. And to me, that speaks of a different volume, because one thing that I respect is when people host a show, and if they're able to finance the work and buy work from one of the artists, that's amazing. And that's something that we try to get a lot of people to do. I want to be that person. A lot of times we buy our art, we'll go to galleries, or we'll go to an opening at an artist's studio or something, and we'll buy directly. But we want to get to a point where, financially, God willing, we're able to, every time we host a show, that we're able to buy a piece of work from every artist that's in our show. So that's something that Harold's Coffee Lounge has done over the years. And even though the artwork rotates at Harold's, he hired artists to paint the murals in the back. And the goal is those murals are movable, so they're able to be purchased, and 100% of the proceeds goes to that artist. They don't take a penny of it, and he financed the materials for it and everything, and yet the artist still can sell it and make money. And he has a little small office on the premises where he has art that he's purchased from some of the shows too. So that's really important. I also have on there the City of Orlando. Now, why the City of Orlando? Well, they did a public art call, And normally when you see a public art call, you automatically think murals or sculptures. Well, they did something different. They did a call to artists for two-dimensional art. What does that mean? It was for either photography, paintings, or drawings. And they paid for the framing and the shipping of the work, or not shipping, but the transportation of the work to get to their location. And that's unique because it's a government building or government entity that actually takes the grant funds and puts it towards public art for two-dimensional work. That is not very common, and I had to say that was a game changer for me, because a lot of times people go to Orlando and they think of, all the different locations like Disney and MGM and all that. But there are places you can go in Orlando that have nothing to do with riding on a ride. And you don't necessarily have to go to a gallery or museum either. I mean, they have exhibitions, like art exhibitions in their government buildings. That's amazing. And they put their money into that. Their grant funds go into doing that as well. And like I said, that's unusual in that level, because again, it was to have permanent collections from artists. So if you were able to meet the guidelines, they either bought a body of work maybe from one artist or several pieces of work from several artists. So that money goes to the artist, and they also pay for the framing. So that's kind of unheard of. So those are just a prime example. There's one more business I want to mention, which is the Bryan Boysaw law firm. And I met Bryan and his wife. We used to host major exhibitions here at our home. And they came at the request of a fellow artist who has since passed away, the late Leah Jefferson, who was a jewelry artist, an amazing master jeweler. And they came and they purchased some art. So we thought, oh, that's cool. They purchased their art. So we approached them for another project, and they asked us to meet them at Bryan's law office. And he didn't just have a little sculpture sitting on the side. He had a massive art collection. In every room, in every corner, there is art in there. And he goes to art events. He goes to the art fairs that come here into town. He goes to Art Palm Beach in particular. And I found that to be important, because not only is he showing his expertise in what he does, but he's showing that he is a very cultured individual who supports the arts in a large way. So I can only imagine what the home looks like, but I can tell you, I've been to quite a few of our clients' homes, and some of the people that I've mentioned, I haven't seen theirs, but I do know that they have an extensive collection in their home. But when you have that same kind of extension in your business, that speaks to the community, that there is people here that believe in the artist. So why did I do this? Well, one of the reasons that I did it is because I felt that it's necessary for those of you who want to patronize a business that supports the arts in a real way. I can give you that information, and I can stand behind it. So there's so many people, and I didn't name everyone, but I named some of the ones that I've, done business or have connected with on some level. So like, we didn't get the contract for the city of Orlando, but I was just so impressed with that level of, this is what we want to show. It's not just that they financed money into a public art thing and it went somewhere else. They financed everything that went into that public arts call, and then they have it in their space. They took the art and bought it, pretty much. You know what I mean? And made sure that the artist had everything they needed for it. It was simply the responsibility of the artist, if they got selected, to get it there. So this is important. It's very important, because I think that as a community, the only way we can all be successful is to work together and shout out those businesses who really believe in the arts. And that is my mission. No More Starving Artists is this mission for ATB. So keep that in mind. Some of them are not directly connected with social media. So, and that's why I didn't make it clickable on the business page. So like the doctors, you have to actually go and Google them and find out how to locate with them. The pool company, same thing. You have to go to Google to find out how to connect with them because they don't have social media pages. But all the attorneys and all the other businesses, they do have links, so you can go to Facebook and find them and read up on them and all that good stuff. So that's all for now. Thank you all for checking in, and thank you also for listening to the content, those of you who are artists, to figure out how to make money to help your art business, because those ideas, and that's not the only ways, those are just some of the ways. Believe me, there's a multitude of ways for you to be able to make money. You just have to be committed. Remember that. It's a commitment to you and your art and your business. Talk to you all soon. Bye.